Blackmore.
Southern China, especially Guangdong and Fujian province, was a hotbed for martial arts. With the fall of the Ming dynasty, many Shaolin monks and revolutionaries spread across the region, bringing their fighting systems with them. Many monks and rebels trained in powerful fighting styles, leading to the birth of multiple Southern Shaolin styles.
Now, this particular fighting style variant video is going to have a lot of twists and turns and a lot more surprises of even just different games that I didn't even know about that's going to be covered in today's video. But Southern Shaolin is such an interesting branch of so many different styles out there. And you're going to be seeing quite a bit of familiar ones too, especially with the good old Wing Chun and Lau Gar out there. But I'm going to be throwing in a couple of extra styles in there too. Instead of it making 5, we're going to be having at least about 8 Southern Shaolin styles out there covered in today's video that I felt would be pretty nice instead of just 5. But I hope you enjoyed today's video of what I have for you all here today. But kick your feet up, grab your snacks, and enjoy today's video, folks. Check it out.
Lau Gar is one of the strongest and most structured Southern Shaolin styles out there. Founded by Hung He Gun, a former Shaolin monk, this style focuses on powerful stances like the horse stance and iron bridge arms. Lau Gar incorporates both hard and soft techniques, influenced by the tiger crane styles of Shaolin, with key techniques like the iron fist strikes, bridge hand blocking, deep-rooted stances, and explosive tiger claw attacks. Lau Gar was famously practiced by Wang Fei Hung, a legendary martial artist and folk hero in China. Check out Once Upon a Time in China film if you ever want to check out with Jet Li playing as Wang Fei Hung. So this character has been in several fighting style variant episodes, but I just gotta let y'all know, Taken's Bang Wei is the best 3D representative for Lau Gar Kung Fu. This character has been a staple in Taken's roster since Taken 5, and hasn't missed a title game ever since. His God Fist style was labeled Chinese Hippo for some time now, but never could find confirmation if it's a translation error. But I'm sure it's there in case they want to add anything to his fighting style, like him learning Tai Chi Chuan in order to face Leroy again after losing to him in Taken 8. But his fighting style has strongly stayed Lau Gar. His debut costume even had the iron training rings, a great wushu character in which we do not get many badass kung fu designs like this in fighting games anymore. There's even a Lau Gar practitioner in Songo Guardian Chaos, Wei Yan. Pretty badass looking design, supers, and just overall presentation for him too, in my honest opinion. I'm sure this will unlock some core memories with some folks. The PS4 game Shaolin has a playable Lau Gar character. Never played this game, but remember seeing it in one of my local blockbusters there at the time. Even you can see those iron training rings in 36 Chambers with the legendary Gordon Liu, who is also a Lau Gar practitioner. Wing Chun is perhaps the most famous Southern Shaolin style worldwide, thanks to Yip Man and even Bruce Lee being a student under him. Unlike the other Shaolin styles, Wing Chun focuses on speed, directness, and efficiency in combat. It was developed by a Shaolin nun, Ning Mui, who designed it to defeat stronger opponents, with some key concepts like centerline theory, simultaneous attacks and defense, sticky hands, and the famous rapid chain punches. Wing Chun pretty much became a cornerstone of modern close quarters combat. It also helped that its popularity exploded even more in the West thanks to the Donnie Yen Yip Man films. I highly recommend checking them out if you haven't seen any of the trilogy yet. Leroy Smith in Taken is such a beautiful display of Wing Chun in the 3D fighter we've seen yet so far. It's awesome how the Taken team took the time to make this character, who's like the celebration of the black exploitation era of Kung Fu films. Think of people like Jim Kelly, who was in Enter the Dragon. Now, don't quote me on this, but I remember like 6 or 7 years ago reading somewhere the main reason it took such a long time for a Wing Chun fighter to even just show up in the series is due to there was so much anti-Japanese sentiment in Wing Chun movies. It presented a political situation they didn't want to step into, pretty much wanting to avoid that landmine by being disrespectful, especially to Yip Man's wishes with what he endured during World War II and not really wanting to teach the Japanese Wing Chun of all things. If I can find that article or interview again, I'll pin it in the comments for you all. Even Mortal Kombat has its share of Wing Chun practitioners, especially in the Shaolin monk with the bladed hat, Kung Lao once again. Multiple fighting styles under his belt from Long Fist, Mantis, Wing Chun, and many more out there. It's quite interesting with Kung Lao how he has leaned more towards the Wing Chun aspect than anything else. I believe even Movado and Deadly Alliance use Wing Chun, which I still find odd all these years later for his character to use that style, but I digress. Pak Mei, or the White Eyebrow Kung Fu, is one of the most interesting and apparently most feared Southern styles out there. It was founded by Pak Mei himself, a former Shaolin monk who developed the system with explosive power. Legend has it that he's one of the 5 elders who survived the destruction of the Southern Shaolin Temple in the Qing Dynasty. Pak Mei refined his combat skills into a unique system that focuses on sudden, explosive power and deception. Unlike many traditional Chinese martial arts, Pak Mei was developed with brutal efficiency in mind. No wasted movements, no necessary flourishes, just raw, refined power. Now, this Kung Fu style is a unique blend of internal and external martial arts. Some of its defining characteristics include, like I mentioned earlier, explosive, raw power, just burst of energy during close range attacks, elbow and shoulder strikes, aggressive footwork where the Pak Mei practitioners move like a coiled spring, always ready to strike with rapid weight shifts, and also iron body training, like some branches focus on toughening the body to absorb and deliver powerful blows. Now, before I get into character breakdowns, I need to go over the difference between Pak Mei and Wing Chun, due to some confusion out there that I've seen like on Reddit and other message boards. But Wing Chun and Pak Mei are both Southern Chinese martial arts, and sharing that Shaolin tradition, but represent different philosophies and techniques. Things like structure and stance, where the Wing Chun uses a straight, upright stance with the emphasis on the center line. Pak Mei, on the other hand, is more dynamic, with crouching postures and explosive weight shifts like I mentioned earlier. Wing Chun focuses on the economy of motion. So think about it like this, where deflection and the rapid chain punches. Pak Mei prioritizes overwhelming force and shock power to get over opponents. And Wing Chun relies on relaxed, fast strikes that use structural alignment. Pak Mei generates power through sudden tension and explosive movements, similar to a coiled snake striking. And even both of their footworks is completely just different. Wing Chun favors a direct, linear approach, while Pak Mei is more circular and evasive. You can even find this fighting style into games like Sifu, The developers consulted with a real-life Pak Mei master, Benjamin Calusi, to make the movements feel authentic, and I'm sorry if I did butcher your name, while not as commonly seen in Wing Chun in the media world. Pak Mei has, I feel, really just left its mark on martial arts gaming culture. Maybe one of these days we can see this style make its way into traditional fighting games. Choy Li Fut was developed in the 1800s by Chang Huang, a martial artist from Guangdong province. Chang Huang was trained by 3 different masters. Those teachings include Buddhist philosophy and Northern Shaolin techniques. Chan combined techniques from Choy Gar, Lau Gar, and Shaolin teachings. It's a rare mixture of Northern and Southern styles, making it unique in Southern Shaolin Kung Fu, naming it Choy Li Fut to honor his teachers. Choy Li Fut is known for its devastating circular strikes, rapid combinations, and versatile movement. Unlike other Southern styles that rely heavily on short-range power, Choy Li Fut incorporates wide, sweeping motions, allowing for powerful strikes from multiple angles. It's pretty famous for its ability to handle multiple opponents. It stands out from other Southern Shaolin arts because of its hybrid nature. While styles like Lau Gar focus on ironclad stance and brute strength, and Wing Chun specializes in close range, rapid strikes, Choy Li Fut merges the best of both worlds. It maintains the strong stances of Southern styles while integrating the fluidity and reach of Northern Shaolin techniques. Ermac from Mortal Kombat, especially in the 3D era games, used this fighting style. Even Liu Kang in Shaolin Monks uses this style in his power attacks. Mok Gar is one of the lesser known but highly effective Southern Shaolin styles, and the first for the channel talking about this style. Mok Gar is one of the 5 major family styles of Southern Chinese martial arts. Founded by a Shaolin monk named Mok Shi as an inheritance of the Southern Shaolin fist in Guangdong province in China. This style is pretty famous for its powerful leg work, which is rare for Southern Kung Fu. Things like lightning fast kicks, quick hand strikes, and a combination of high and low attacks to keep opponents off balance and guessing. Because of its speed and agility, Mok Gar is effective against bigger opponents and is often used for self-defense. Lau Gar, meaning Lao family fist, is said to trace its roots all the way back to a legendary monk that went by Three-Eyed Lao, who was believed to have trained at the Southern Shaolin Temple. Historical records are pretty scarce, so not much is out there when it comes to the style, but legend has it that he passed his knowledge to a select few, preserving this style through generations. The system eventually made its way to Guangdong province, where it became one of the core styles of Southern Chinese martial arts out there. And like I said, there's really not too much records out there, so I do apologize for this one being just really short. Choy Gar Kung Fu is part of that 5 Southern Shaolin family styles I mentioned earlier, alongside Lau Gar, Lau Gar, Mok Gar, and Lau Gar. Choy Gar was developed by Choy Li, a martial artist who was said to have been influenced by both Shaolin monks and local combat techniques. Choy Gar is known for its fast and relentless attacks. Unlike some other Shaolin styles that favor rooted power, Choy Gar focuses on speed, agility, and just continuous striking, with some techniques like deep low stances within horse stance and bow stance that generate power while maintaining agility. The system incorporates fast and repeated strikes, similar to leopard and snake techniques, overwhelming opponents with speed. Unlike other Southern styles that primarily hand-based, Choy Gar integrates slow, snapping kicks to disrupt opponents. Last we have Lau Gar, which is primarily practiced in Guangdong and Fujian province, where it was passed down through generations of the Li family. As with many Southern styles, it was developed for real-world combat, protecting villages and defending against bandits. Unlike the flashier Northern styles, Lau Gar is deeply rooted in practicality, and efficiency. Lau Gar Kung Fu is built on strong, stable stances and explosive short-range techniques. It is a close combat style that emphasizes power, speed, and direct striking. Things like low, rooted stances, so you already just see like a lot of these is very common with rooted stances, very low rooted stances. Unlike some styles that rely purely on circular motion, it blends both. Punches, palm strikes, and elbow techniques deliver a powerful impact while maintaining control. You know what, I'll throw in one more bonus style to talk about, NanQuan, which is something that is very familiar on this channel. It is built on 4 fundamental pillars: power, stance, speed, and spirit. Unlike the flowing circular movements of some other Kung Fu styles, NanQuan focuses on direct, bone-crushing strikes. The strength comes from the waist and rooted stances, making every punch and palm strike feel like an earthquake. The foundation of NanQuan is deep, strong stances such as the horse stance, the bow stance, and the cat stance. These stances train your leg strength and stability, ensuring that the practitioner can generate immense force. Though NanQuan strikes may appear heavy, they are delivered with blinding speed, often in rapid-fire combinations that leave little room for an opponent to counter. The raw intensity of NanQuan is expressed through its fierce shouts, aggressive body movements, and relentless attacking mindset. With some signature techniques like the Southern Tiger Claw, Iron Palm, and Whipping Punch, each designed to break through an opponent's guard with overwhelming force. The Thunder God himself, Raiden from Mortal Kombat, has some deep roots with Shaolin fighting styles, having Shaolin Kung Fu, Jujutsu, and NanQuan background. Don't let this Thunder God fool you. If you can think of any more NanQuan fighters out there I'd miss, please let me know.
So, what do you guys think? The interesting history behind Southern Shaolin, and the fact of just seeing this being molded even more into not just video games, but also fighting games and beat 'em ups as well. So it is quite fascinating to me to see a lot of these developers take the time to not only just study and even just grabbing martial artists to do a bunch of mocap work for a lot of the authenticity for these styles, especially like when you have like Taken and then even Sifu. Like it is just very mind-blowing to me, especially for myself. I did not know like literally the difference between with Pak Mei and Wing Chun. So little details and facts like that is always like just fascinating to me. But what do you guys think? Did you enjoy today's video? Please let me know your thoughts down below if you learned any new facts or just anything in general on top of that. I would love to go through and read y'all's comments. But like, subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. And the Discord is always open, y'all. If you want to chat, hang out, just pretty much just anything out there. But this is Blackmore here, signing out. Catch you later, folks. And be on the lookout for the Northern Shaolin styles. And then right after that, we have the weapon style variants that I will be covering. And that very first episode will be on tonfas / batons. So I hope you look forward to what I have in store coming up next, because there is going to be a lot of new fighting game entries added into that of characters or even just those games that I've never covered before on this channel. So I hope you look forward to what I have in store, and alongside that, those interviews too. So yeah, I'm still cutting up a lot of those, so please be on the lookout for that. But anyways, y'all, catch y'all later. Stay safe out there and keep gaming, more importantly. Peace, y'all.